What's going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back. We are gonna be talking about tech lanes here. Doom 2.3 tech. Where are those teams? Where are those characters that they promised us? Okay, so anyways, people have been asking me about how I get through these tech lanes, and I figured the best way. I already do have some videos. Links are in the description of the one shots, but they wanted to see how I do the entire lane all together. And yeah, we're gonna do that today. We're gonna talk about some characters we're using, and of course, one of the big stars that sets us up for this whole thing to be possible is Scientist Supreme. So yeah, she's the bomb. I started using her at tier 13, so just so you're aware what tier is she's effective. Right now mine's 15, but at 13 is all you kind of need her at. Of course, we gotta talk about Doom. Yeah, don't really think there's much to say about him. Castro. Love her. Why haven't I put her to 7? I'm too poor. Shuri rework has been amazing on her, so of course we have her in there as in the lineup as well. Who else? Sorry, I'm trying to quickly do this because I've already done a good chunk of these, and Minerva, same thing, heals, revive. I've done some footage already on this, and it's in the description if you guys want to see a little bit more of a slower on it. What's different here is we're going to bring in Star-Lord. You'll see why. He's going to be the reason why those other nodes become easy. He's the one that sets everything up. And, of course, the Tower Heist, Nowhere Heist, sorry. The Nowhere Heist event. Tower Heist, that's a movie or show. And then LDS, she's the bomb for node 2. You're going to need her for node 3 as well, the boss node. And you'll see why. Her ability, Deadly Weapon here, every time she gets that kill, she gets those bleeds bouncing off at each other, and you'll see why. I started using her at about tier 13 as well, and she was quite effective. You don't need a big juicy one. The bleeds are bleeds. Of course, obviously, the more levels, more tiers, more damage, but the bleeds are proportional, so it helps. And of course, Misty, she is like our tech version of Sharon Carter. She can do the stun and ability block. Why the heck not? So, anyways, guys, that's the roster. I don't really think I need to talk anything else other than that. Let's jump into some gameplay. Nobody wants to hear me talk. So, unfortunately, I was not able to get to the entire lane here, as you guys will see here. One of my teammates already started on the boss. It's tough to get those boss nodes in because being in a lane, I'm always by myself. I have to kind of jump on it, or if I'm at work, I'm busy or whatever, I can't really get to it. But anyways, it is what it is. I do have footage of nodes 1 and 2 already, but today we're going to try to do the entire lane so you guys can kind of see my thought process. So first team lineup, same as some of my previous videos I've uploaded. This team isn't anything new. This is the one that's going to basically set the whole thing up. People have been asking me, hey, what do you do with bad RNG? What happens when, when Scientist Supreme gets blocked, or like if Doom gets, screwed up or something. Yeah, I mean, you can cancel all, but I mean, really with this team gives you a lot of insurance. That's the reason why we have Minerva in here. She gives us that big insurance policy where we can hit that revive. So we'll smash the special down the middle. I don't think that's anything new. I think a lot of people do that already. What's different here is it depends on who Vision and Silver Surfer block. But again, if they block Scientist Supreme, I've still had really good success with it, as long as you cancel out. So we'll show you guys here. Sometimes I can get this done in one shot. Sometimes it takes me two, and it's all about the strategy here. So right here, this is what I'm talking about. This is the reason why we have her. This is why even a tier 13 one will do fine, because as long as she just survives, she'll get to her turn, and unless everybody's just bashing her, then you got Minerva to revive. So it really doesn't actually matter. So really, you could probably do this with probably a tier 12 one, but really doesn't matter. All we need her here is that flip. Other than that, I'm sorry to say, she is kind of eh. Obviously, if somebody dies, there is that potential she can revive them, so that's great. She's always good for that, but other than that, she's here for that flip. So, depending on how many resources you want to put on her, keep that in mind. That's all we really use her for with this node. And then, of course, what we want to do is we want to take care of Silver Surfer before the next wave drops. If you can't do that, it does become quite a bit harder, and I mean, really, it's not the end of the world, but just keep in mind, this is the strategy here. Even if Silver Surfer is still on the board, we want to keep focusing on him and trying to get rid of him before we cancel out our attack. So right now he's off the board. We can focus on Cloak here. The 3 C's is what I call them: Crystal, Cloak, and Colleen. and they're deadly. And if they land all 3, there's a very good chance, even with our death proof, we will lose. So right here, guys, right when he uses that nasty ultimate of his, right now we're in actually pretty good shape. But we're going to hit cancel because, as you see here, Colleen's just about to do her thing, or Crystal's going to do something. The reason why is, you'll see in a sec here, it's not because we're going to die and we're going to get wiped. The reason why we cancel out there is because those negatives are so bad that in the long term, I've realized that canceling this attack and coming in with a second wave is actually more effective than trying to get that perfect RNG. And I think I've done it a few resets. I mean, obviously, when I do it one-shot style, it's about a 70%, 80% success rate. When I do it a 2-shot style, it guarantees me on almost 100% that I'll get through this node with no one dying on me. So again, that's the strategy I've utilized here, and hopefully you guys will agree with me here. But yeah, we're going to jump in here. Star-Lord is right beside Doom. He's going to be feeding that energy to Doom because we need Doom at full power for the next node. Otherwise, this entire lane gets a little screwy. So it's nice for Shuri, always goes first, so we'll do that ability block, or a heal block, sorry, so we can get Bishop's taunt out of the way. And then right here, guys, we'll land those defense down. This is important because that way it gets those negatives across. And right here, you want to blind Colleen here. She's a way bigger threat than Crystal, and you want to make sure you can dodge that ability block, or that heal block. Excuse me, I keep saying ability block. We'll focus on her. And Crystal, I mean, she had a little bit of a buff, and I didn't really notice that much of a change on her. But yeah, just make sure you guys just take her out first, because otherwise it's going to be a bloody bloodbath. And I'm sure you've already seen the energy just coming to Doom here, thanks to Star-Lord. Yeah, it's incredibly efficient. It's just a very, very efficient team. It's going to be feeding lots of energy. We love this team. We love this team because look at that, Doom's full. So right here, we're gonna save you guys a bit of time. We're gonna speed some of this footage up, so that way you don't have to watch the sped up versions of it. But yeah, basically once you take out those key characters by canceling out, it's gonna set you up for node 2. And I'm not talking about like a shaky node 2. I'm talking about like a full one-shot obtainable node 2. And you guys will see that here. Like I said, I've already uploaded footage on this, and people are always asking me like, oh hey, how do you do it? How do you one-shot it? Because I can't do it. And I don't know what's harder, node 2 or node 1. I'd like to say node 1's probably harder in terms of the RNG. But right here, you guys see I got 500 refreshes. I could use it. For the purposes of this video, I'll try not to use it so I can show you guys that I can get through it without using it. But really, Shuri's going to go first. She can heal herself. Just keep that in mind. She's always going to be the fastest character on the board, so you don't really need to heal yourself, especially if you got Shuri. And the rework on her has been amazing. So really, I think right now the rework couldn't have come at a better time, especially because we are still lacking that tech team. So we use that heal right off the bat. And right here, what's important is we want to aim that special of LDS right in the center here, so we can smash a couple of minions in the side, and that's going to get the bleeds bouncing across the board. Boom, boom, boom. And then I actually have Dr. Octopus as a skirmisher as well, so he can land some skirmishes. But just so you guys are aware, he can land that vulnerability. So we're gonna obviously disrupt Captain Sam, excuse me, and then we're gonna hit Nick Fury, and then land that ultimate right there. Boom. It's gonna go back to LDS. Guess what? She's got her ultimate now. She's gonna bounce around like a crazy maniac, landing those bleeds. We got Black Panther low as well, which is great because that means her second ability is gonna go again. Boom, bouncing more bleeds. Boom. Look at all that bleed. Everybody tells me Captain Sam is dangerous here. I don't see him as dangerous. I see him as a nice little punching bag for LDS. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys out there. I think Cap Sam is one of the worst parts about this node, and really, I smile when I see Captain Sam. So thank you. Thank you for coming on the board here. So we're going to finish them off here. Sharon's going to bleed out, so we can feel free to target the other characters on the left side. She's got a lot of bleeds. I'd be surprised if she didn't die. And then, of course, we got Dr. Octopus. We're going to flip these buffs on us because that's nice. It's going to help us out a little bit, too, because we want to take care of Rescue. Rescue is annoying. Once she barriers and does that little cleanse, it's really, it drags this battle way longer than it needs to be. We don't want this drawn out. We want it to be quick and fast, and then we can get to the boss. So we're going to keep focusing everything on her. We're going to land a disrupt on Thanos, so that way his taunt does nothing to us. It's not going to be an issue. The taunt can be annoying if you miss that disrupt, so that's why I say make sure you guys, either with Doom or one of his minions, make sure you're focusing on Thanos and making sure you're getting rid of that disrupt. Other than that, after that, I mean, really, you can kind of pick and choose who you want to go with, but obviously Corvus is the guy we want to aim for. He is dangerous, and if left alone, he can really annihilate the board here. So really, just keep an eye on him. We got LDS again, using that special because it's a quick, fast cooldown. It's going to give us a little turn meter as well. Why not? That's what I always say. She's just, yeah, absolute crazy control. I haven't pushed her to tier 16 yet because I'm lacking the gold, but obviously if I can, I would. We'll take care of the stragglers here, and really I'm going to speed up the footage here because from this point on, I think you guys kind of get the gist of it. You don't need to waste any more of your time watching this, but no, all in all here, get rid of Corvus. Thanos, you can leave last. He's slow, he's weak, he can't taunt, he can heal himself. So actually, if he heals himself, it actually helps us out because that prolongs Doom. And guess what? Now we got Doom's ultimate ready. And again, I just want to apologize, guys. Like, I wanted to do the full, a complete full lane play-by-play for you guys, but obviously we can't do that because I did have a lane mate jump in on the boss node, and he canceled out, I think, Doom's ult. But we will go into this node assuming he's got his ult. We'll go into it with that pretense. And of course, as you can see here, he did do a little bit of damage, which is nice as well. I think for the most part, he took out, let's see here, he took out Captain Marvel, which is good because usually when you go in here, she'll do her ultimate and she can usually blast at someone. If you have Shuri's defense up, it shouldn't be an issue. The deflex would help, or the defense up, sorry. And yeah, we'll go into this with the assumption that Doom is going to ult when he gets his turn. So just keep that in mind. We're just going to do it almost like a mock style. We'll assume that we don't know what's going on with Doom, because we don't. Maybe he still has his ult, but I know for a fact he actually doesn't. But well, let's just assume he does have his ult, and we'll go in there with that pretense. So that way you guys can kind of see how I run through this. And again, like I said, it's tough being in a lane with different people because people are always attacking the boss node, and I'm usually on a solo lane, so it takes me a little longer to get there. So we're going to use that special again. Greg is our buddy here. We don't want to bring Kestrel onto this because Greg is actually going to help us fuel LDS's bleeds. So if you have Kestrel on this, that's going to really nullify your response. If you want to come in here with Kestrel, you can. It's just I found it more effective without. So right here, guys, right here we got Doom. We're just going to ability block him. We're going to assume he's going to ult, and guess what? Boom. We're going to use our Doom ult now. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think he's going to live past this. Like, he's probably going to die after this because after we all know what happens after Doom's ult. LDS comes in, and she's hungry for some blood. So she's going to be bouncing around like she usually does, landing those bleeds and those crits. And we'll use that special again, hitting those crits, hitting those bleeds. Doom's down. Like, I think that's the hardest part about this node. I think if you get through Doom, and if you can get through that part, that's how you one-shot this node. So I think most people are worried about Doom. Misty is the key to this node, and I mean, people have been asking me, hey, what character should I invest in for the tech nodes? Really, there's not really 5 characters. It's a collaborative effort, like you guys saw. I had to implement these 5, plus I had to use Minerva, Scientist Supreme, and Star-Lord. It's a collaborative approach, but I think for the most part, people will have, a lot of these characters already geared up. I think especially Minerva, because she used to be a meta raider character. She's still good on some teams. I mean, really, she's obviously lost a bit of steam, but really, I still really enjoy using her. And really, for the most part, I think Star-Lord, I think people are reluctant to level him up, but you don't need a big one. You just need one big enough so that he can use his blind, so that way he can land the energy on Doom. He just needs to live through that, right? But if you guys cancel out on the first node, you should be able to get through it just fine without having to level him too much. And I think a lot of people are leveling him up anyways because of the nowhere heist. So really, anyways, back to the, sorry, I got a little bit of a tangent there. So we're going to land the special here again. As you guys can see, every single time we do see Greg there, we can land that special, so that way we can emphasize the damage there. I'm trying to focus on Colleen here because did I already tell you guys in the first note? She's dangerous. You leave her alone, she's dangerous. So I don't care who the other characters are. If you leave her alone and she gets by and she does her turn again and she does the crazy heal block, we can't heal ourselves if everybody's heal blocked, right? So let's see here, there's that that's ultimate we were talking about earlier. So really, if she was still alive on the turn 1, we would probably just absorb a little damage there. But our characters weren't low. Our characters were pretty decent. And again, right after you deal with Colleen, because she is quite low, focus on Maria, because once Maria gets going with her minions and her heals, absolutely annoying. So really, that's my priority list there. If you can focus on her, I actually think she's worse than Colleen, but they're both pretty bad. I mean, take them both out if you can, right? Let's see, we've got a stun now we can use, ability block, excuse me, and always on one of the dab bros. You leave one of them alone, they're gonna just get crazy. I don't like Shatter, so that's why I go for Shatter, but feel free to go for Long Shot as well. He's also quite annoying. So we're gonna do our thing here, make sure we land those vulnerabilities, and I think for the most part, I think you guys get it. We're gonna speed this up at the end here now because I don't want to waste any more of your time. It's quite a long video going through the entire play-by-play, but I think you guys get it. We're gonna apply that disruption on Black Widow, flip the buffs, yada 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 yada. So not the perfect one shot that I want. Like I said, it's tough when you're in a lane, and unfortunately, I'm in a different strike team now from my other videos. But my new lane mates, they're great. But they blast through the tech nodes together because they're on a single lane, and it makes it a little harder for me to kind of get to the boss when there's a bunch of them. But anyways, I can't really get through the mutants, so it works out. I clear the tech, they clear the mutants. But anyways, that's it, guys. That's the full tech play-by-play. Apologies again for the boss. But I hope you guys can see the value in the first node. The first node really sets you up for everything else that comes after. If you can't get that first node set up correctly, it ends up being a big pain in the butt. So hopefully you guys saw that. We have Kestrel now. She's still good to go from the first node, and we can jump in here on the skilled nodes now. But alright guys, that's all we got for this time. I hope this was beneficial for you guys. And as always guys, we'll see you in the next one.